Hi, it's Professor Angela Rasmussen from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of Utah. Today I'm going to go over some of the assignments. And so this first one is the team information and scheduling. So for this assignment, you need to gather all of this information before you submit the Google form and before you sign up for the time slots. So the first thing you need is that all your team members, their contact phone numbers, it can be a cell or home. Note if it is a cell, then and you supply that to me, then I am going to assume that I can text message when it's appropriate. I typically don't, but that's also if I need to get in touch with you in more of an emergency situation. You need to select a team leader and then also have your faculty advisor name. You need to know what your meeting schedule will be for just the team members without supporting personnel. This should be at least weekly. Then you need to know the meeting schedule and location for the team members for the supporting personnel. That could be with your liaisons, faculty advisors, TAs, etc. You're probably going to have one of these at least bi-weekly, so once every 2 weeks. But sometimes you might be meeting with the TA one week, and the next week you'll meet with the faculty and the TA. So you need to have all of those organized. The minimum that you need to do is at least bi-weekly. You also need to know that that all the individuals need to be in attendance for those meetings. And so you need to discuss with your teammates what the plan is as far as if COVID arises or somebody gets sick or there's emergency situations. How is that person going to get the information from the meetings? Or how are they going to show that they've learned what they missed? And so an example of such a thing is that if you're doing Zoom conferencing, you just are always going to be recording those meetings, and therefore you can share that meeting with the teammate that is missing. If they're in person, you might want to consider recording them so that same situation could happen. Otherwise, you need to come up with a contingency plan to get the information to the student that misses, and then that student will need to submit a report that they've watched it and what they've learned, and basically needs to write up something so that it is known what they missed. Your team is responsible for organizing a task management method. Redmine is available for all of you students. So if you want to use Redmine, that's a professional level task management system. Some companies use it, and so it is kind of nice to learn it because some companies will continue to use it after. And so if you want to use that, make sure that you reach out to the CADE group and inquire about how to set that up for your group. QU is a separate app. Some people have used QU, and again, it's a task management system. It's available on the mobile app, which is kind of nice. So you need to figure out how you're going to do a task management. Some people may use Microsoft and use your deadlines and whatever method you want. You just have to be very clear what you're going to want, and then you need to provide me access to whatever method you're using. So I need to also have access to that. Then you need a location for your central document, so document depository. So you need to have that. Google Drive is an easy one usually to share, so it needs to be something that can be shared. Slack can be used. Anything that you're comfortable with, you need to also choose that and provide access to me for that. You then will need to schedule a half-hour feedback session after you have submitted your individual presentations. This will be during November 2nd through November 9th weeks. So there's 2-week period time frame, and you'll do a half hour for your entire group. So I'll be giving feedback after I've watched your videos, and then it will be a quick half hour for all of the group members. Right now it's not available. I'm still figuring out my own schedule, and so once that is updated, you'll be able to click on this link to go and schedule that for your team. Note though that it's going to be during that time frame, and also start discussing when is going to be a mutual time amongst all of your team members. You also need to make sure that you're coordinating this time with your technical advisor. So in that feedback session, it should be your technical advisor, me, and if possible, John and then if there's graduate TAs that are working with you. If you are working with a company, you'll typically sometimes do that separate from my feedback. Whatever works best, you can let me know when you plan to have the feedback from your company liaison, and if I can make that time and that meeting, I will. Otherwise, you'll need to schedule that. So some of this you're going to need to coordinate with multiple people, so you need to start working on that too. The last one will be an additional half-hour feedback session. This will be after you've done your milestone 1 presentation. So again, this needs to be coordinated amongst all of those people, and it will be during the 11/16 to 11/23, so that's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So it's only a week and a half time period for that one. Again, there'll be a calendar link that you can click on here to schedule that one. So the calendar link will have my availability and John's availability. Will coordinate for us so that those will be available for majority between the two of us. The grading is broken down such that you'll get 30 points for the Google form, 20 points for that task management method that you state it and then you give me access to it, and then the 20 points for the document depository, again, that you state what it is and then give me access to it also. And then you'll get 15 points for each of the scheduled sessions once I have those on the schedule. And then the Google form will be located here, but I haven't finished it quite yet. So those will be updated shortly and you'll be able to access those and complete this assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.